This video isn't sponsored, but if you do like my videos, you might like my books. I forgot that I could talk about them. My favorite and first is Stibble's Codex of Companions, a bestiary of pint-sized buddies to travel with and befriend. Then you've got The Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns, a collection of 17 unique locations that act as both starting points and adventure centers. It also has a sequel led by the same guy who wrote for the Tal'Dorei Dragon Heist books. The last one I did is a crazy island adventure with eldritch horrors and Nordic dwarves called Sunken Isles. Also, it's not too late to back my girlfriend's Kickstarter, Terra Inc. The whole campaign feels like a really cute scholastic book fair. We're halfway to the goal, which oddly makes it feel like we might actually make it. Since the campaign is all or nothing, everyone who's backing it either gets a buttload of cute stickers, candles, keychains, bookmarks, and all that jazz, or we go back to the drawing board. The links for both of our stuffs are down below. Thanks for hearing me out, and enjoy the video. There's a funny little thing that happens when you love something for a very long time. After a while, with such profound familiarity, that thing's flaws, mistakes, and fumbles stand out like a sore thumb. You can take two routes when this starts to happen. You can resent it, only paying attention to those mistakes until you're beat red in the face, or you can recognize that only you see them because you know that they're outlying traits, and find some level of joy or pride when you do notice. If I wasn't able to laugh at how many fumbles Dungeons & Dragons is filled to the brim with, I would have stopped talking about it a long time ago and I'd tell people not to play the game. But it's a special little beast because I can also pick up the broken pieces and giggle with an evil Cheshire grin as I reshape these little gifts, and use them to create nightmares for my friends and players. So today I'm going to use the art of Kintsugi and look at the Gremishka, a half-baked and overbalanced nightmare kitten who was born from and is allergic to all forms of magic.
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
These hairless rat cats popped up first in a 5e Ravenloft book, and for no particular reason got added to Baldur's Gate 3 because someone at the time had the same feeling as me. They're not quite finished and they're not that fun, but the hook for them and the concept absolutely is. So I'll try and explain it in an interesting way. Whenever a novice mage fails to create life from nothing, which, to the best of my knowledge, they somehow manage to succeed in pulling something out from the folds of reality and construct one of the only independent life forms born from pure magic. To explain a little bit further, revival spells pull existing souls into bodies. Homunculi use a fraction of your own soul. Conjuration, construct, elementals, and fiends all borrow from other worlds. You're not creating them, you're just controlling them. And even monstrosities like owlbears pull from two existing creatures as a starting point. But Gremishka are entirely new, born from nothing but failure, and they resent their creators. Since they shouldn't really exist in any form other than a spell that didn't result in a Gremishka, magic around them warbles up like a funhouse mirror. It reminds me of Eevee, the Pokemon whose genetic makeup is volatile and whose form shifts a little too easily. Funnily enough, I already published an Eevee parody like 3 years ago. There you go, it's free to use. I even made its experiment number in its lore Eevee's Pokedex number. Stuff like that is fun to do. But unlike Bio 133, Gremishkas change their spell composition instead of their monster category, since in a way they shouldn't be monsters. In 5th edition, they fumble about as hard as Caligula when he fought the ocean, cause Caligula declared victory at the end. I'm sorry, I'm bad at references right now, I don't want to talk about anything topical. All a Gremishka does is fart, pop, or heal once a day. And if it pops, one become many, and many lose that ability, but it can undo or redirect spells well in that swarming form. That's it. Specifically, they are immune to the magic of 6th level casters or lower, and any attacks sent at them get slingshot around them. In Baldur's Gate, they all get a constant passive where they sneeze and burst with crazy magic whenever met with magic. They'll blow up with ice, go fucking mega sicko mode, sometimes turn into panthers, have a gigafart, or duplicate instead of just swarming. No matter how you look at these creatures, they're bizarro anti-mages with a very unique concept. Gremishkas can actually feel the threads of the magical weave, and like spiders, they'll follow their movements until they locate mages, magic items, ancient tomes, towers, and even functional familiars or summons. Although we dropped the alignment system, they're torturous little bastards who are satisfied hunting anything weaker than themselves in the meantime. I have no idea how it correlates to anything else they do, but Gremishka's main way that they hunt is by making baby noises. They should be awful at performance checks, so I guess that's just naturally how they sound. Their diets must mainly consist of like 1 part bad wizards and 2 parts bad parents. They're also oddly intelligent. They have generally good stats across the board aside from charisma. Gremishkas will even listen in on and comprehend conversations, likely using that information to better approach and entrap anyone who tampers with magic. Their mage hunting is one of the things that should be in their stat block, but isn't. I'll do my best and try to make a good new stat block at the end of the video. One thing I can't figure out is what their overall self-appointed goal is in the universe. Are they wardens of magic, vengefully guarding their world of arcana from people and items who mess with it? Or do they attack familiar pain wildly, hoping to eventually die like Meeseeks and return to nothingness? Or are they waiting for a really cool guy to pick them up and give them scritches and cheese and a soft blanket? My guess would be the lattermost. Here's my opinion. Gremishkas should naturally be immune to the bulk of magic. They should be dark reflections of how careless casters are, and they kind of embody magic itself, just in a cute kitty cat form. Where a normal person could handle one with a broomstick and a little bit of luck, an arch-wizard, a lich, or an almighty cleric who don't know when to back down could cause their own ends by fighting a few Gremishkas. I also don't think that they should be inherently strong by any means on their own. So let's do this. I'll call it the Mana Kitty so that I can publish this later for you in D&D Beyond. I don't want to make them too wordy or so strong that they're cringy, which means I'll have to shift around exactly what my idea is. So let's go. They can track down nearby magic and identify its purpose, creator, or caster. They're inherently immune to spells of level 5 or lower and can alter nearby magic once per turn. They'll pull things like Uno reversing your abilities, redirecting your attacks, stealing bonus hit points from you, or just causing a bit of crazy mixed bag chaos. Swarm rules are sometimes silly, but in order to manage combat, if there's a bunch of them, they all just cause the same thing to happen multiple times. Or, if you want, they might upcast your spell for you, back at you. Nothing short of an angry 11th level caster, divine intervention, or one whole unenchanted arrow can stop a mega magic wizard kitty. I made them a little more gimmicky, but that kind of feels like what they're supposed to be. Ironically, one of the best things about making these videos are the critics. I know someone will take my idea, just like I took the official idea, and make it even better than I did. That's how we went from the Wright brothers flight to, the Boeings crashing. Actually, I don't think I have a valid point to make. If you're a dungeon master and you like my alterations, keep this in mind. It's a power that your party should not be allowed to have, at least for longer than one session. If you adjust them to also affect spell-like abilities, my new line of Mana Kitties can kill or deadlock the likes of a Demi-Lich, a Beholder, or anything that relies entirely on saving throws or non-physical attacks. Now go, my pretties. Fly on your transmuted wings and wreak havoc on, I don't know, everyone. Kill.